What's up, everyone? Welcome back. Patrick here, moving on to another word problem dealing with quadratic equations. So we have to find three consecutive positive odd integers where the difference between twice the square of the largest and 5 times the sum of the other two is 162. So lots of wording going on in this one. Now, whenever we're finding consecutive odd or even integers, as I've shown in videos before, what you want to do is you want to list them out as the first one, the lowest one being x, and then because the next one is going to be 2 away from this one, it would be x plus 2. And then the next one would be x plus 4, right? So for example, if we're dealing with odd integers like 3, right, if x is 3, then the next odd integer, because it has to be consecutive, would be 3 plus 2, which would give us 5, right? And the next one would be 3 plus 4, which would give us 7. Right? These always have a difference of 2 between them. So that's the first thing we want to do. We want to list out variables or represent the consecutive positive odd integers as variables like this. Now let's read the sentence very carefully. We're told the difference between twice the square of the largest. So twice, so 2 times the square of the largest. Now out of all of these, which one is the largest? This x plus 4. So we're going to take that x plus 4, and then we're going to square it, and then we're going to multiply it by 2, right? Twice the square of the largest of those consecutive odd integers. So the difference between that and 5 times the sum of the other two. So that would be 5 times the sum of the other two integers, which would be x plus 2. And the difference between those two is 162. So that's how you set up the equation in this case. And then from there, you just solve it. Again, the trick is reading it carefully and setting it up, right? The difference between twice the square of the largest and 5 times the sum of the other two, which is the smallest integer of the 3, and then the middle integer, the sum of those two, so x plus 2, and 5 times that. The difference between those two is going to be 162, right? And now you can just solve. So here we would FOIL this out. It would end up being 8x plus 16 minus 5. Let's simplify this. So this would be 2x plus 2 inside the bracket. Then we got to bring the 5 over, bring the 2 inside here. Okay, and now it just becomes basically a quadratic equation to solve. So I'm going to bring everything over to the left side. So notice that the 16x minus the 10x, those are like terms, which would give us 6x. Then we got 32 minus 10, which would give us 22. When we bring this over, 22 minus 162 would give us minus 140. Like that. And that's going to equal 0. And then notice we just have a quadratic equation to solve here. Now you can solve this with the quadratic formula if you want. We're solving for integers though, so we know x should be an integer, so it should factor smoothly. Notice how we could take out a 2. And so notice that then this, so let me continue this up here, this remaining bracket, it would actually factor into what? X plus 10, x minus 7, like that, right? We took the 2 out. This remaining bracket factors into x plus 10, x minus 7, like that. Okay, and so from here, notice we're going to get 2 solutions. Sorry, let's do it the full way. So x plus 10 equals 0. When does x plus 10 equal 0? When does x minus 7 equal 0? Well, this is going to happen when x is negative 10. This is going to happen when x is 7. But remember, according to the word problem, we're looking for 3 consecutive positive odd integers, so we would ignore this negative value. First off, it's not even odd, right? It's even, this negative 10, and it's also negative. Versus here, we have a positive odd integer. So notice that's x over here. So we're going to have 7, 9, and then 11. So those are the three consecutive positive odd integers that satisfy this. And then you could check it with the wording, right? So, okay, let's say we take twice the square of the largest. So that would be that. 2 times the largest of these three is the 11. So it would be 2 times 121, which would give us what? 242. And then we're told 5 times the sum of the other two, 9 plus 7, which would give us 16. And this would give us what? 80. And notice, what's the difference between both of these? Well, it's 162. So these solutions make sense with the wording. I would recommend taking your solutions and then making sense of it with the words, not just the equation that you wrote out initially. Okay, so we could be pretty confident that those are the three integers.